History is a disease, and every now and then, someone drinks the wrong toe and spreads it like herpes at a gun show. What's up, everybody? Tactical Turtleneck here, with the only timeline series where a frostbitten toe results in a YouTube channel with 2.7 million subscribers explaining why the French made rifles out of spite and loose brass. And it's not because they're French.
All right, well then what is it then?
Today's tale begins with blood loss, ends with headspace gauges, and features a man so dedicated to esoteric weapons, he makes Cold War spies look like mall cops.
Stop fondling that hamster.
Let's begin where all classy origin stories do. In the snow, with a man named Otto and a foot. Yukon Territory, 1927. Otto Heinemann, a bootlegger, rum runner, and probably someone who described himself as resourceful on Tinder, loses a toe in a blizzard. He doesn't cry, he doesn't panic, he does what any respectable man would do in sub-zero temperatures during Prohibition. He takes the toe and he pickles it in booze. Legend.
It's one bad motherfucker.
Thus, the sour toe cocktail is technically born. A drink that says, yes, I'm an alcoholic, but it's historic, so it's fine. Now, multiple sources actually, outline this. Grown Up Travels, Your Uncle, CBC. Otto lost the toe, Otto preserved the toe, and somewhere down the line, someone said, you know what this needs? Tourism. Speaking of tourism, enter Captain Dick Stevenson. Yes, that is his real name. Yes, this story is still serious. In 1973, Dick buys a Yukon cabin and finds a jar containing what looks like a mummified Cheeto.
Is that a Cheeto?
No, it is the toe.
Oh crap, it's a toe.
The one toe. The original. And instead of throwing it away like someone normal, he puts it in a drink. And that drink becomes a ritual, a rite of passage, a tourism campaign written in fungi and whiskey fumes.
There goes my appetite.
And wouldn't you know it, at one of these early Yukon Historical Society events, R. Blake Stevens, noted firearms historian and author of the FAL rifle, walks into his cursed Canadian fever dream and is handed a glass of hard liquor and a shriveled digit. He drinks it because, of course he does, because history. He would probably drink a bullet casing if you told him it was vintage enough. Legend says Dick looked him dead in the eyes and whispered, "It's got kick." I had to insert at least one really bad pun, y'all. I'm sorry. Anyway, 25 years later, R. Blake Stevens is elbow deep in rare rifles and needs someone equally obsessed with obscure firearms trivia. He hires a teenage wonder kid named Ian McCollum. Ian is 13 years old, and while most teens are discovering porn and trying to talk to that one girl, the one with the raisin boobs, Ian is assisting with the FAL rifle revision. A true gun history lover person guy, or autistic, whichever. Stevens hands him a sack of rare rifles. Ian goes full Rain Man with disassembly instructions, and the seed is planted. March 1st, 2011, a YouTube channel quietly launches under the name Forgotten Weapons. First video, a short clip where Ian McCollum explains that his mission is to uncover the long-lost relics of firearm history and make them known. The channel is clean, it's educational, it's pure, uncut, absolute weapons-grade autism. And it explodes. By 2025, Ian has 2.7 million subscribers. 2.7 million have signed up to watch him strip Czech rifles, roast bad magazines, and explain why sun guns were bad on purpose. Fucking Nambu. Anyway, the mythos grows, the beard thickens, and before long, Ian becomes Gun Jesus, the patron saint of non-functional bolt actions and the French firearm apologists. Not to be confused with known Purple Heart recipient, AK Jesus, who looks like a shampoo model, fucked a Kalashnikov, and spends his free time waterboarding communists with White Claws. Different Jesus. Anyway, let's break this down. 1927, Otto loses a toe. 1973, Captain Dick steeps it in booze and hands it to a historian. 1998, that historian hires a 13-year-old firearms savant, also known as autist. 2011, that savant creates one of the most iconic gun channels in the world, all because a bootlegger refused to let gangrene ruin his fucking drinking habit. So what have we learned? That one frostbitten moment in a Canadian snowstorm mutated into a ritualistic drinking challenge which inspired a gun historian who trained a teenage firearms whisperer who grew up to turn obscure Cold War rifles into YouTube gold, armed with nothing but a mustache and terminal autism. Fucking history. You lose a toe, and decades later, someone's explaining direct impingement gas systems to an audience larger than the Canadian military. History's fucking weird. Anyway, drink it like it hurts, research like you're being audited by the IRS, lick the toe, no questions, and if you stayed to the end of the video, just know you're beautiful, and you deserve boobs. I'm out.